How would you use, in the current context, large language models, not as an act of self-flagellation or something that just makes a small group of people richer all across America and in some other countries? Thank you for participating in our earnings. We founded this company to be a ray of light to America and our Western allies. And in doing so, we built software for the institutions as they ought to exist, not as they do exist. And of course, the whole playbook around building software, building institutional software, building software that would be transformative, and especially in the current context around AI and large language models, flew in the face of everything that people have been taught to know about enterprises, what makes them work, how they can transform themselves, what software products would be valuable, what software products people would adopt, how would they adopt them, how would you get value from analysts, users in the software context, how would you transform manufacturing, how would you use, in the current context, large language models, not as an act of self-flagellation or something that just makes a small group of people richer, but in a way that you can extract value in existential life and death contexts like the battlefield, or in institutional or commercial contexts like the transformation that is happening all across America and in some other countries. And in the face of this, we made bold claims that looked ridiculous to many people. One bold claim was these large language models will not work without foundational software. They will not work without a means to process them. They will stay something like self-pleasuring or PowerPoints, which is the purveyor, which are sold to institutions as a way of deceiving institutions from transferring their high value revenue to other enterprises without actually transforming themselves, which were addictive and thin and led to dysfunction in enterprises, much like their allegory in the political world of wokeism, became slower, dumber, not able to actually produce results. And we built the infrastructure you need to move from self-flagellation, PowerPoints, and prototypes flawlessly into production. Production meaning your enterprise gets faster, it runs better, the margins are better, the people inside the enterprise become more valuable. Your tribal knowledge in your enterprise, the knowledge which differentiates you from all other enterprises, becomes truly valuable. It becomes a weapon in your hand, whether that weapon is in the commercial context to make what you know how to do better than anyone else work better than anyone else by making engineers better, by making the workers more able to do things engineers would be able to do, by treating your company as a portfolio as opposed to dots on a PowerPoint. We believed, and the numbers now show that we were right. Of course, all along the way, we had many, many doubters. We had people that thought we would never be profitable. Now we are over 7 quarters in profitability. I thought people that we would never be able to grow the revenue. We'd never be able to reaccelerate the U.S. government because of it's often opaque. But we asserted that product superiority would overcome many of the vicissitudes and difficulties of working with the U.S. government. Witness reacceleration. We asserted that our products were the precursor to making LLMs valuable. That we would productize how you create this value. Witness our 70% after SPAC quarter, the third quarter in the row where we're growing at what amounts to a ridiculous rate. And there's witness the reacceleration of our global business ex-SPAC to 30%. Witness our backlog. Look at any part of our business. Single most important part, however, of this is that we are going to play a determinant role in making America and its Western allies the dominant force again on this world, and because of that, the best times for this company are not in the past. I would say the single most interesting thing about this quarter, if you had to reduce it to one simple fact, after 20 years, after changing the way people do intel, after changing the way the battlefield works, after changing the way people procure software, after exporting our platforms to our allies, after punishing our adversaries, after building a commercial business, after DPOing, after seeing it all reaccelerate, the best times for us are yet to come, and we are planning to just take our energy and run this business as a business of which we are, which is our owners. We are owners with a very long-term focus for the best interest of our country, our allies, and our Palantirians and our investors. And so I'm very thrilled to have you participate in this, what for us means historic earnings. And last not least, the world is on the precipice of what could be a very severe set of violent interactions in the Middle East. And it goes without saying that at Palantir, we know where we stand, and we are very much supporting America and its allies in the Middle East, including Israel.
Thank you. Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end today's call?
Well, again, thank you for your support. That we've had good and bad times. This is a super important time for Palantir because we have proven to the world that what we do is quantifiable and real. We are focused on growing this company to be much more impactful, much larger, and much more valuable. And we appreciate your support, and we know that many of you also support us because you realize that we are value aligned with your values, which means fighting to make the West a stronger and better place, including on the battlefield. And that battlefield may be upon us now, and we appreciate your support and do what you can to help America and help our allies. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes Q&A for today's call.